If you were forced to sum up government in one sentence, could you come up with something better than rules for thee, not for me?
What should we do?
Unc will help us.
Welcome back to the Unc Podcast. I'm Unc, this is Cam. Got a lot going on today, man. The Democrats are acting up in Florida. Trump is still trumping in Iran. And time ticks on. What up, Cam? What's going on, man? What you think about this there gun registry in Florida? I know that might not sound too crazy to everybody, because there are states with gun registries. But not only Florida doesn't have one, they have a law making it a felony for anybody to compile such a gun registry. And Jacksonville is caught up in the news right now, secretively compiling a gun registry by taking down the names and model of the gun of people that have legally carried into city buildings. So what do you think about that?
So basically, the government wants to know who is buying toothbrushes and how many toothbrushes you have and why you have the toothbrush. What's the difference of a toothbrush, a hammer, a screwdriver, a nail gun, an actual gun? There's no difference. And for a garden hose, you could choke somebody with a garden hose. So are we going to start registering everybody that buys garden hoses? Grills are very dangerous because you can poison somebody with food. So should we register everybody that's a chef? I mean, people who are in martial arts have to register their hands. I don't agree with that because why do we need to
I
know
heard
that you're
that was a
here?
myth.
That's not a myth. I mean, we could look it up. I mean, I wish we were somewhere else, and I wish I had said that before we got on, so that we could have. I would have looked at. At least I would have knew the answer. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know the answer for that one. So that one right there is
I'll
gonna
look
be
it up
something
on the
I'm
edit,
be on my
and
head. Like damn. Like I wonder. That's a good question. Like I don't even have a pen on me. Do I have a pen somewhere in here? I don't have a pen.
leave it
Let
in
me
the
see.
chat, people.
Yeah,
Leave it in the
that.
comments, people. Who knows? Who knows what? We're gonna look it up after. We're gonna throw something on screen for y'all, but whoever knows, throw your
But
answer
you
in
know,
the
I gotta come with my
comments,
notes, and you know what I'm
please.
saying. But that's something. Okay, that's okay. Yeah. Wow. Interesting, huh?
Yeah, so with this Florida thing, Jacksonville specifically, it's odd to me because it's actually, I think I mentioned this earlier, it's not just illegal or unlawful to compile a gun registry, but it's a felony to do so. Maximum penalty is prison time. It doesn't state how much prison time, or a $5 million fine. So that explains the $5 million number that the state of Florida is suing Jacksonville for. But what I don't understand is why they're suing them instead of bringing up criminal charges against the mayor and fining her
Well,
$5 million
was
if she loses a trial.
I have a quick question though. Was it her who brought up the law or brought up the legislation?
She's denying it, but
So who brought up?
it
Who
was
brought
on
up?
her watch.
Who doesn't matter. Who wrote up the legislation? That's the
Supposedly the
person who's supposed
previous
to be charged.
administration.
So then who
Yeah,
voted on it?
supposedly the previous. There
But
wasn't a
somebody has
vote.
to
That's
vote
what I'm
on it
saying. It
though.
was just the direct order from. No, but that's what I mean. It was never a law passed. It was something they were doing on the sneak. They were just the
No, so
the
you sure you looked
guards
that
in the
up?
buildings were just instructed to ask. Yeah, the guards in the
Okay, go
buildings were
on.
just instructed to ask for this information, and they were taking it
Uh-huh.
down, compiling the registration. But they never passed the law for a gun registry. They were just taking, people's information, gun owners' information, and logging it without people's
Wow.
knowledge. So supposedly the previous administration is the one that implemented it, but it was still going on under your nose. Like you're the mayor now,
That's
and
crazy. That's crazy though. So
it's like,
so 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 they sit there and now you're telling me that the mayor had a whole scenario going on where she's registering people's guns and the state didn't know about this. It was only internal in her
Mhm.
office.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because
Yeah,
remember
and
now,
that's the thing. The state
You
did
have the
find out
sheriff
about it.
office. You know what I'm saying? You have the sheriff office, the county, the city. You know what I'm saying? It's
Uh-huh.
different jurisdictions. So it's not everybody who had it. It was just her. She's crazy. She needs to be charged. Because why would you be doing
Hmm.
that exactly? Like, what exactly is your
Yeah.
position on what you thought
But
she was
here's what
going
makes
to
it even worse.
accomplish?
Here's what makes it smell like a cover up. This started in 2023. So it started under her in 2023, and she's blaming the previous administration. But at the risk of sounding sexist, what it sounds like to me is like when a woman gets caught red-handed doing something, cheating usually, and even though she knows she's clearly busted, she's just gonna stick to her guns and lie to her last breath, no matter how obvious it is that she's
I
busted.
mean,
Who's this?
It's my brother.
You put your hands on him though?
Yeah, it's
Who
my
was you,
brother.
boss? Who was you, boss? So what's going on here?
Oh, whoa.
What's going on
you
here?
doing here?
What you mean what I'm doing? Who is you?
Kilo, bro.
Who is you?
That's my
I don't know
boyfriend.
you.
That's my
I ain't even
sister's
here to talk to
boyfriend.
you, bro. I'm here to talk to You said who?
That's my sister's
Nah,
boyfriend.
that's cap. That's cap.
I'm
You supposed to be
not
with your
capping.
sister right
I'll
now.
leave.
She
You need me
is.
to
She's
leave.
Nah, who is you though, bro?
I'm Kilo, bro.
Kilo, who is you to her? Cause this is my baby mom right here, bro.
Oh, I ain't know all that.
How obvious it is that she's
I
busted.
mean,
So that's
I
what it
wouldn't.
seemed like to me when she was.
I mean, I wouldn't just put that on all women, but I say people like that because
No,
men and women that act the same. The way you
yeah,
just did
yeah,
that
yeah.
was real sexist.
Well, no. I'm not saying that all women do that. I was saying that when a woman does that, the women, they get caught cheating. And even when it's like, even when you walk in on them in bed with the other dude, they're still lying about it. Like that type of woman, that's what it struck me as. That was the vibes I was catching from this woman listening to
You
her
seen that?
pass the
Did
buck
you
and
see
blame the
that?
previous administration.
Did you see the post I sent you where they had where the guy called the dude that she was cheating on him with to come over for dinner, and he didn't know and she didn't know. So now when she went to go answer the door, it was that dude, and he's like, "What the hell?"
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, "No, he's not coming in. No, we're not doing this right now." And I'm like, "You're wrong. Got caught cheating, and y'all don't. Yeah, you was sitting here like you had something." Like some sort of authority here, but go on. I just thought it was
Angry.
hilarious. I send it to you. I
Angry
send it to you.
as yeah, angry as
Yo, she
fuck.
was.
That's how so the people that like that was the vibes I was catching from this mayor when she was blaming the previous administration for what started under her. It started in 2023 under her as mayor. So so basically according to her, the previous administration is the one that thought about it, put it into motion, but waited till she took over for it to take effect. That doesn't make any kind of sense to me, absolutely whatsoever.
So she
So
still has to
now,
sign the order
fast
for
forward.
it to go into effect, though. Because once they give her
It,
the
I
daily
don't even.
updates or the weekly updates, she has to have that into the briefing. Hey, look, we implemented this that
Mhm.
was written up on this date, and we implemented it now. We just put it into the procedures, and then you know what I'm saying. Like she had to know about it. There's no way that went around her.
Exactly, exactly. So now that she got busted and she's talking, trying to backtrack and act like it wasn't her, it wasn't me on some shaggy shit. So now this was a year ago. 2023 is when it started. A year ago is when they started asking her about it. She's making all these denials. 4 months ago, no, I'm sorry. A year ago, the state attorney decided to halt investigations into it. And then apparently at some point investigations resumed without much publicity. And 4 months ago, they decided the registry was illegal, but it was not done knowingly or intentionally.
Hmm.
How do you accidentally compile a gun registration? And how as the mayor of Jacksonville, Florida, are you not familiar with Florida gun laws or Florida law in general to say that you are not knowingly? So intentionally, how do you accidentally? That's what I don't understand about the
A-
intention part. How do you accidentally make
As
make a registration, and how do you not knowingly, as the mayor of a city in Florida, not knowingly break Florida law. That's
You
bugged
you
out.
made you made some very key points, and that's the thing that we have to understand, right? You can't be an elected official in a state where they have very loose gun laws and not know the gun laws and understand the gun laws and understand why the gun laws are the way they are. Because you have to understand these things. You know what I'm saying? Because at least in a place where you can't have a gun, you just know you just can't have a gun. You know what I'm saying? So it has to be very some extraordinary circumstances for you to have a weapon in like New York. Now in Florida, anybody can have a gun. So you have to understand the rules of this of why everybody can have a gun. I'm saying like as an elected official. Now at the same time now, for you to be an elected official and for you to say or try to push some sort of incompetence type of role, then you need to be ousted right away and disbarred or what do you call it? What do they call it? Challenged. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be primaried right away. Because why we have you in office if you're that fucking clumsy and you're that incompetent to something that's very important in that state. So like in New York, certain rules, certain laws are very important. Well, in Florida, these is one of the laws that's like top one or two of importance. You know what I'm saying? No income tax, loose gun laws. These are like one, two, three, and four. You know what I'm saying? Like these type of these issues. You know, so for you to not be privy of the up to date laws and up to date scenarios or situations that you guys have going on within the office of the mayor, as far as your city is concerned, that is just crazy, crazy, crazy to me that this number one or two issue in the state, you're incompetent, so incompetent that you broke the law in incompetence. Yes, I was incompetent. I just didn't know.
Mhm.
This is like the most, that's
And
like
look,
number
to
two
add to
issue in
that,
the state.
to add to that, even better, like, yes, that's absolutely true. But on top of that, this isn't really even about a gun law. This is about a limitation placed on government. So, how many laws do you think the state of Florida really has limiting the power of local municipalities? You think they would at least be familiar with those, regardless of what genre of law it is, gun law or otherwise. It's like, how do you
So
not know
so
what you're
you're
not
so
allowed to do?
incompetent. We supposed to keep you we're supposed to keep your incompetentness in power so you can continue to make incompetent decisions. Like Cuomo talk about he wants to rerun for mayor. Like yeah, only because we had some sort only because what just happened is more fucked up than what you were. Maybe we could allow some shit like that. But I mean like you kind of fucked up COVID, buddy. You fumbled that ball big time. Fumbled that ball. You could have been like DeSantis and all these other mayors and flipped the game on everybody. I mean, mayors, other governors and flipped the ball on everybody, like Texas. So Texas and Florida was open for how long during COVID, and all these. You know what I'm saying? Like you never had an issue over there. Now she's gonna say, keep me in office. I want to run again the next term. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't see how these people think that they should be even in office and have the audacity to want to stay in power. Like, you think we should give you power after this type of incompetence? What, see, the government is not the same as like a regular average job. So in the government, if you fuck up, in a regular average job, you fuck up, you got three strikes and you're out. Three major strikes. Because you can have it in between bullshit. It's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But three major strikes and you're out of there. Like, I got to fire you. I got to let you go. I can't keep you here. You're liable. You're more of a liability than what you're profiting. Or unless you just make so much money and then the three strikes that you did have is like, well, you're a very vital asset to the business. You know what I'm saying? But as a mayor or an elected official, you really have two strikes. One strike to realize you messed up. The second one is you're out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like I can understand you taking bad information one time and make a bad decision. I can't see you doing that twice, and I can't see you making that on a major move or major issue of the state. This is a major state issue right here. You know what I'm saying? In your state of Florida, there's like three things that's major, like no income tax, wildlife, and guns. These are the major things that happen in Florida and go on in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So for you to not have some sort of like how what are you really doing here? Like so now, all right. My question is this. Is this her first term or her second term?
That I don't know.
Okay. See, she has
I
to.
think I think it's a I think this gotta be her
If it's her
first
last
term.
term, then I
Mayors
can
get
maybe.
6 years, right?
Oh yeah. Not in New York. They get 4 years.
4? All right. But even still
Yeah,
four,
four
right?
years.
2023 to 2027 will be 4 years. I believe 2023 is when she took over and all of this started.
I think governors get 6 years, mayors get 4 years, presidents get 4 years. Congressmen
All right.
get 6 years.
Because
Senators get 6 years as well, I think, or 4 years.
they don't have any term limits.
No, opposite way, opposite way. The congressmen, they get fucking senators get 4 years, get 6 years, and House representatives get 2 years. It's every 2 years a house. So it's like 450 people every 2 years. So now in the state of Florida now, right? That's how this is really relevant because this is type of stuff that people who are in government they know off the top of their head. You get what I'm saying? You can't be in a place like that and not be privy to these type of laws. So what's happening is that you have somebody who just don't give a fuck, and in her mind is like, I'm just gonna go and do whatever I want to do. Now I want to know who has what because my next thing is I'm gonna say that these things are dangerous, and we need to get them off the streets because people shouldn't have them. Only the police should have them. I wouldn't be surprised that her one of her donors is a Bloomberg backed organization.
Hmm.
That's the next thing
Could
to go
see
look
that.
at. Who's her donors? I bet you her sponsor is Bloomberg.
Bloomberg. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely
So
I
yeah,
wouldn't be surprised. Because here's the thing with all these with all the the anti-gun control advocates, like the people that are against registrations, their argument is that if they get, God forbid, some kind of a Hitler type person in office, you don't want that person to have a list of all the houses that guns are in so they can go and just round everybody up. They're not saying that that's the purpose of the registration at all. They're just saying that they don't even want that possibility to exist, which is totally understandable. Anybody that's
mhm.
for any kind of gun registration, they can't make an argument that makes sense. There's nothing about a gun registration that's going to make anything safer for anybody.
Oh, that's how we need to talk to Sean. Sean's like, why you going to have all these guns? And then I'd be saying, oh, me and him have like a good hour long, 2 hour long back and forth. Like this guy's.
It's like, bro, the thing is, the reason that guns are a problem is because everybody doesn't have one. Everybody has a butcher knife in their kitchen. That's why we don't have an epidemic of butcher knife stabbings because there's nobody running around with a butcher knife thinking I'm the only one that got this, so I'm powerful.
Only unless you live in London. When is their um when is their next court date?
Hmm? Oh,
When
for
is
the
their next
lawsuit?
court date? Yeah.
That I don't know. Back to my original thought though. What I don't understand is why it's a lawsuit. Why is this not a criminal case? So it's a felony. It's not a civil matter. So somebody's
Well,
supposed
what's
to
the
be
law?
charged, put through the system, put on trial. S-
What's the name of the law? And you got to read out the law and name of the law. What's the actual
hold
numbers
on.
like?
790.355
Okay.
Florida
Florida
statute
Penal Code. Okay.
makes makes it a felony for anybody to compile any gun registration. It
What was it again?
lists the maximum fine 790.355. And it lists the maximum fine is $5 million. It also says that possible jail time, but it doesn't list how much. I don't understand why it's a lawsuit rather than a criminal trial? Why wasn't somebody arrested, booked, put through the system, put on trial, and if they get found guilty, then they get fined $5 million? Why is the city of Jacksonville being sued? So the taxpayers have to pay the $5 million. So after they get fucked one time having their guns registered, now they got to get fucked again and pay the penalty for this gun registration. And not for nothing, even if she's telling the truth, even if she's not the one responsible and she didn't put this order out, regardless, what happens when a low-level mobster gets caught selling drugs? The boss goes to jail on RICO, right?
True.
Because you were his worker, you were his responsibility. So if they can fathom why it would be acceptable to charge criminals like that for things that other people do because those other people are under you, subordinate to you, why isn't it the same way when the government overreaches? I feel like it should even be worse when the government overreaches because the mafia never decided they were going to be public servants and be for our well-being and get voted in by us to take care of our affairs. You know what I mean? Like these people were. So it's like we trust you to take care of our daily affairs, take care of our money, to take care of our city, to set fair laws and taxes and all of that kind of stuff. And you pulling fuckery like this?
I mean, that's on DeSantis now to take control, put his foot down, and you know, he needs to assert his authority in the state then and show that he's in power, like he did with Disney. He took on Disney,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, I
and
totally
that's a
agree. I
Florida
mean,
state
obviously, there's a
issue.
state
So,
attorney. Yeah,
mhm, that's a
the
Florida
state
state
attorney,
issue.
it's his
So,
job to do that. But if his job
as
isn't being
yeah, as
done,
a but the governor needs to push that through. Like, I need you to do this. I want you to. The governor's supposed to push his agenda.
exactly.
His subordinates are just supposed to
Because,
follow
like I
his
said,
orders. That's why you see things are not happening with
Mhm.
Trump. Like, like, all right, he says push out the alien files, and look what they put out. Put out the Epstein files, and look what they put out. Put out this, and look what they do. You know what I'm saying? Close the border. Look what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like he's like he wants to deport people, and then you have a whole blockade in the whole city, and they allow this shit, and then they go there and they end up killing two people on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather see them beat the people up. Like, all right, yeah, whatever, they beat you up with some batons or something. You know what I'm saying? But they actually came through and you know what I mean? They offed them. Like the one guy, I'm like, now the chick, I mean, you definitely drove towards them, and I can see why he did that. But
Yeah, she was
the guy
wild.
kicking the yeah, she was wild. She's bugging out. So, but the guy kicking the car and all that stuff, they could have hopped out on him and just beat him up, and I'd have been okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, you kicked the car, what you thought was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You got multiple different rallies doing the
Hmm.
same violent bullshit to them. What do you think is gonna happen? You think they don't know who you are eventually, or they're not seeing your face and recognizing you and be like, you know what? But whatever. But he did have a gun on him, so whatever.
But
I mean, you
it's
could
like,
defend
yo,
anything
people
somebody
think that
does
they could do
if
shit to
somebody else has a
cops.
gun on them.
But they think they could do shit to cops that they would never get away with doing to a regular person. Like they know that regular person would beat the brakes off of them for doing this. But since
Oh
it's a
yeah.
cop, you're supposed to be held to a higher standard and you're supposed to be have more restraint. We all know that ain't how it is, man. Just because there's cameras is the only reason they're not breaking skulls like they used to, but they were bad.
Like you kick my car or something like that, like what do you think? I'm not gonna stop and get out and say what's happening? Like me, you're not gonna have some sort of altercation now?
Exactly.
Hey, yeah, I don't understand.
People
And
don't
I'm an okay
understand.
guy. It's just that I'm not going around kicking people's cars, like you know what I'm saying. Especially like a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Grown men look at their cars in a different manner than what regular people do. You know, so at the end of the day, now I mean, you gotta look at it like this: like she has to be held accountable. DeSantis has to make a move, and people have to start being held accountable in government for things they do that's blatant. Things that you could catch as a mistake, whatever. But things that are blatant, they have to start being held accountable. Or we're gonna start realizing that, listen, when you have kids, you better make your kids go into politics because nothing's gonna happen to them if they do some bullshit.
Yeah, like
It's
never
that, it's
mind
like
lawsuits,
that
like
is gonna
people in
become a thing.
government.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna become a
Mm-hmm.
thing where
Exactly.
people are
But
just
the
gonna
people in
understand that if you're
politics,
in the
what they need
government,
to
you're
do
never,
is get,
yeah, the double standard.
yeah, but they need to get charged the same
It's
way
a
we
double
do.
standard. Correct. Correct. They need to start being held accountable. And Hillary is like one of the biggest ones. But you see how they let that statute of limitations go out? Even the Trump administration did it too. So I don't even know what Trump talking about. He can't talk nothing. Trump can't say nothing about Hillary. We already know that's their friend. Yes, I know you talked about Bill and Epstein Island, and yes, we know you crushed her the the debate, you know. But at the end of the day, she did some illegal shit, and she spread some crazy rumor about you, saying you was getting pissed on. That was bullshit, and you didn't let her go to jail
Mm-hmm.
for it. So, I mean, you can't be mad at them for trying. I mean, I could be mad at them for trying to lock you up. Yes, that was fucked up. Because you can't. That's not. You know, just it's messed up when you do things and it's a one tier system. So now when you see this type of stuff now in the Trump scenario in the Trump administration, he's still be pushing for this narrative of locking up more government officials or at least holding them accountable and getting them ousted out of the government or fined. Because I believe, all right, in the government, I believe you
Absolutely.
shouldn't be going straight to jail unless somebody actually got hurt by something that you did. So I believe you should get a fine and be fired or put on leave, depending on the level of scenario that you like. What she did, she's the mayor, so she can't get put on leave. She don't work for the government really. She's the head of the thing, so she has to be fired and fined.
Mm. See that
She has to
that
be.
I
She
mean
has
I
to feel it
respect that, but
economically.
I can't agree with that. See, like I mean I feel like they should get whatever however it would be handled if me or you were to break that kind of law is the way I want them handling the government. If we would have went to jail, I want them going to jail too. Fuck that.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I just think there's levels to what you did that should put you in jail. That's all I'm saying.
I
Like the
agree with
governor
that
dude,
too. I'm not saying everybody need to go to
the
jail for
governor was that
everything. What I'm saying
Illinois.
is if it's something they don't go
Yeah.
to jail for, we shouldn't either.
Well, correct. I don't believe. Well, all right. No, I think the government should be held at a higher standard where they should
Yeah, but what I'm saying
easier.
is
It
the
should be
type of shit
easier. Hold on.
that they get sued for. Like the cops, for example, right? Cops, for example,
Hmm.
when they violate somebody's Fourth Amendment rights, whatever, they don't go to jail for that shit. They just, if anything, it's a lawsuit, they get reprimanded, and that's it. But we would go to jail for something that egregious.
All right. So
You know,
no, because I can't talk about it. Okay. So yeah, I can't talk about it. I was gonna say something, but I just realized
Yeah,
I
but you
can't
know what
talk
I'm
about it.
saying? Like it's just a general thing. It's like, when cops violate your rights and you end up in jail for something that you should have never been in jail for, what happens when you see the judge? The judge looks at the probable cause, says, "Oh, there's no probable cause for this. Case dismissed." And you supposed to be happy that you just not sitting in jail no more. But it's like, why how come Buddy don't have to sit in jail now for the time that he took away from me?
True. Or why don't Buddy get fired and fined for locking people up? And it's a thing that they do a lot, which I don't agree with. Lock people up a lot, and if the person's found innocent, right? I mean, like, I just want to understand this. You lock somebody up, they're found innocent. Why are you not reprimanded? Why are you
Mhm.
not reprimanded?
Yeah, they just need to bring the charges. The convictions don't matter. And then how about this? I heard that what's it called? In Nassau County Jail, for example, I don't know how it is everywhere. I heard if you do time in there and you had a paid lawyer, the county charges you for the time you spent there. Like you got to pay rent basically, like for the time that you spent there if you have a paid lawyer. You know anything about that?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if trying to think if I can remember. I don't remember, but no, I don't think that's true. That might be a myth.
Mm.
They may charge you for certain things, like outright charge you, but I'm not sure about that. Like the actual stay, I don't think so. Because
Yeah.
they get the
See
money from the
that what made
government
me
anyway.
think of that is I was just thinking about this. I've had traffic tickets before. They got dismissed,
Hmm.
and then I still had to pay a court fee.
Okay,
Like,
so
what
now
type of
that
sense does
yes,
that make?
that definitely 100%, 100% they charge you for the paper that they write and print on, which is nuts. You know what I'm saying? They definitely do charge you for that.
Hmm.
Court
But
fees,
but
yeah,
like,
court fee.
but you
Administration
dismissed it,
fee.
which means that I should have never been issued this ticket to begin with.
Or how about this? How about you already paid for that stuff? You paid for all this stuff already.
Hmm.
when,
Yeah,
when
exactly. My
you
tax
pay
money
taxes,
paid for
you
all
paid
that
already.
shit,
All
and then now
the
you
budget is
your
already paid for.
goons,
Yeah,
right? Then
yeah.
your goons pull me over, right? They give me a citation for something I should have never been issued to begin with. I gotta take a day off of work. I
Hmm.
gotta come down here and fight the citation. You realize the citation is bullshit. You dismiss it and make me pay $25 administrative fee. It's like
Mind
that's
you,
the
mind
definition
you,
of
the
adding
budget,
insult to
the
injury.
budget, the budget for the government, for the minis, for the municipality is already paid for the year. So all of that
Mhm.
stuff that they charge you for, you're back paying them. Mind you, they get the same budget the next year anyway,
Or
for
more.
free.
And that's why they try to spend all the money so they get more.
So where does
That's
the
why
money
there's
that you
such
get coming
waste
in?
in
That
government.
extra, oh my God, there's so much waste, so much waste.
But that's the
Mind you, they
reason,
really don't
because if
even
they don't
need that.
spend
Get
their whole
more.
budget, if they actually save money, they don't
Hmm.
spend the whole budget, then they get less money the next year. So they make sure they blow through all that money so they don't get shorted the next year. Like, what the fuck?
Hmm. Mind you, if we really start looking at if we audit all the government agencies, federal and local, we would see so much fraud. The people would overthrow the government. That's what would be the
Mhm.
results. That's why the Pentagon is not being audited or never was audited. They don't want people to see that there's like
That's
fifty
why
billion
that's
dollars
why
going
Doge didn't last.
to questionable project. Yeah, but you're talking about, oh yeah, next I'm going to the military. No, you're not. No, you're not. You'll be just like JFK, RFK, MLK, damn near Trump, damn near Reagan. That's what you'll be. Keep talking. That's what Elon was saying. Remember that he had to change his security. Remember that he had to get new
Mhm.
security because
Yeah.
the Doge scenario. Yeah, what do you think? These people are playing games with you? My budget is $50 million a year, and no one's asking me no questions. I'm really only spending like 10. The rest of the other money I'm doing who knows what with. You get what I'm saying? Like you think I'm letting man? I put a million in your head real fast. And that's not me talking. That's just how I know that somebody, as a human being and a man that's in that type of power position, is going to think. Like, what is it for me to spare $1 million for some MK Ultra type of psychosis type of dude? Because remember now, all of these programs they had back in the days, they programmed it in order to make, or they experimented with it in order to make a system. And the system is that now anybody in any agency that's doing anything can use this protocol. You get what I'm saying? So if you're in the military, you can use the protocol. If you're in a government agency, you can use the protocol. If you're in law enforcement, you can use the protocol because they already did it to show you that it works or it doesn't work or what exactly is going to be the results. You know what I'm saying? From the torture methods
Hmm.
to the mind control methods to the what I'm saying, giving people drugs and all that type of stuff. So we're all type of like blackmail methods, and they use a lot of stuff, a lot of different methods to get a result to see what the psychology of it all is. That's the same thing with this. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're saying you have multiple different agencies, multiple different things happening, multiple different scenarios happening, and it's all really the same program. It's all the same fucking program. It's all the same shit. And
Yo, what about that
and
oil
people, what?
tanker that's out? Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's no. I was just wanting
Yeah,
to
that's what
finish
you're
real
saying.
quick. I was just saying when people
Not
figure
to
that
you.
out, the actual average citizen actually figures out that this is all played in the same thing, like from federal to local to all of them is doing the same shit. It's all the same type of fraud. It's all too much power and too much leeway here, there, behind the back contracts, and you know what I'm saying, like under the table shit. Like when the people start realizing that, they're gonna have
Because
to realize that the whole government needs to get rewiped out and swiped out and redone. The
people
government
people in general,
is put together.
people in general, they're greedy and lazy. So the government is doing all this
Mm-hmm,
fraud because they're greedy and they're too lazy to earn the money, and the people are
mm-hmm,
letting them get away with it because they're too lazy to look into this shit. That's, you know what I mean? It's like it's like, we're hiring these people to do our jobs for us, and we're not taking the time out to regulate them or keep them on, keep them honest. We just want to just set it and forget it.
correct. We're we're so, well, not us per se, me and you, but the average citizen is so
No, but
used to
we're talking about the United
party.
States, the citizens.
Mhm. Yeah, the average
I'm talking
citizen
about the, the,
is
the
ready
average
for
citizen. We're out here bringing awareness to people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking
awareness.
about people like us. I'm
Exactly,
talking about people that,
100%.
you know,
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So now, so I was agreeing with you. So now these people, when they start to realize that this is something you have to follow all the time and be up on to understand that things change daily, and it's a manipulation process that's been done from the great game of England. When England did the great game, and they called it the great game, the great game. Why? Because this is power and manipulation. This is what it is. It's psychology. And this is what they did in the ancient times as well. This is just the same exact program that's been brought over from ancient times, that the scholars and all these secret societies have studied and realized that man is a type of organism that will attract a certain type of behaviors. And certain type of behaviors now can also be manipulated by chemical imbalances, air imbalances, and basically with a big chemistry set that we live in the world. And what they're doing is they're using this chemistry set to get themselves rich, to get power, to distract you, and to make moves so that you don't see what the real moves are that's going on and being played. And the real moves are really only about money and power. You're thinking it's about ideology, but it's not ideology. Because at the top level, they don't care about ideology. They make ideology to distract you. So when you run with an
and to
ideology
get
now,
people to
you're
fucking do the
distracted.
bidding.
Correct. Correct. The soldiers need to have an ideology because you need to know why you're fighting. You can't know that we're going over there for this, because then now you become a mercenary. And now we look down on mercenaries for some odd reason. I don't know why. As though being a professional
And
shooter
even worse
is
than that, you're
wrong or
not
something
even a
like that.
mercenary because you're not even really getting paid. You know what I mean? You're over there risking your life for damn near nothing. So mercenaries at least get, a decent amount of bread. You over there putting your life on
Decent
the line
money.
for somebody else can get rich.
Mm-hmm. As the average soldier. Now, if the average soldier has some crazy retirement plan, like, yo, you get out of the army, we're gonna give everybody 100,000 off the rip. Now, that's not an ill retirement plan, but for somebody who has nothing, that would incentivize them. I mean, like, think about it. When you die, it
Mhm.
gives you $10,000. That's just not even make sense. And that's just for the funeral. You know what I'm saying? Now, we all know that funerals cost more nowadays. They didn't, the army doesn't adjust for inflation, which the army of all places should adjust for inflation because they get free money. It's not like the money is accounted for in a manner where it's being allocated in a like a corporation, a corporate way. It's not. No, it's being allocated in a we don't give a fuck what you're spending
Bro,
way. And that's
that's another thing
huh.
that kills me though, right? Corporations, governments, everybody. When it comes to their workers, your salary don't get adjusted for inflation. But all their other bills do. Like they know for damn sure that electricity is double and their gas is double and the rent for the building is double and everything else is double that it was when you started working there, but your pay ain't double.
That's why you got to own a business. That's why the American dream is really
Hmm.
to own a business and to own your own. Become your own farmer. Go have your own chickens raise your own chickens. If you think about it, that's what the real American dream
Facts,
was. Not to
man. So
have a whole
yo,
big.
what
You don't
about
have
this
to have a
oil
big
tanker that
industrial
got
farm.
droned? Hey, what happened? Yo, but what's up with this oil
I'm
tanker?
trying to think.
They got hit with an underwater drone in the strait. What was it, from South Korea? That's what I heard.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. It was Japan, I think it was. No, was it? It was South Korea or
Japan? It
Japan?
might be. I thought it was South Korea.
South Korea, maybe no, maybe you're right. Cause I forgot. I looked at it earlier, but I didn't get too deep into the issue. But what I see is warfare advancing because it's advanced, which means it works. Not that it's just new, because new doesn't mean it works. So what I'm seeing now is that you're in a vital area where Iran is trying to assert their dominance and power for survival, because if they don't, they're gonna be invaded by one of like five different entities that might want to overthrow from the inside or just physically just come in, and they're just trying to say, hey, look, we still have something. Now, these are not like expensive weapons. That's why they're acting as though Iran's military is shot. There's no military there. Their boats are sunk on the sea, on the floor. I mean, on the bottom of the ocean, and all of their planes are shot down. Yes, we understand that. But they do still have missiles. And they do still have missile artillery batteries that can shoot missiles. So missiles that are on top of trucks. You see what I'm saying? And those things you can't find. Because I could put it in the garage and never bring it out and you'll never know where it's at. You know what I'm saying? That's just that'll be it. I don't care
Yeah,
what the fuck plane you want to have fly over. I'm gonna put whatever you think it is, thermal imagery, you're scanning this, scanning that. Okay, we're gonna put a cloak over it then. What's the difference? It's the same thing. Those cloaks are available. You know what I'm saying? So there's countermeasures to this. So this is and it could be in a box truck somewhere in the middle of the city and nobody will know. You know what I'm saying? Until it pulls itself out, puts down some tripods, and all of a sudden it shoots and it goes right back into the box truck and drives off. And then they reload that shit another week or so. I mean, so I get that, but I'm not gonna
and
say that.
I've been hearing total opposite things from. I've been hearing nobody really moderate. I've been hearing people talking about how Iran is,
Yeah,
like
that's
you said,
true.
like people talking shit that Iran
That's
is
true.
nothing, and people talking shit like Iran is gonna wipe us off the face of the fucking planet. Like that's all I'm hearing. Like it's either gonna be a walk in the park
Either
or
side, no one's in
we're
the
done
middle.
for. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy to have two
And now,
totally different opinions that.
when you have things like that, that's when you know that something is manipulated. That means the information that we're being fed is manipulated. Me, you were sitting here trying to
Mhm.
figure it out, and they're just pumping out misinformation. Even people we listen to is pushing out misinformation just to have content to put out, because no one really knows what's going on. Why? Because Iran is not doing as much as people are saying they're doing, and the U.S. is not really doing too much but maneuvering, because we could do a whole lot more. Oh, we ran out of missiles. No, yeah, on the ship, and they have to ship more over to the ship. What are you talking about? You thought I mean, like, how much missiles you thought we have? Like, you think, how many bombs you think we have? Like, we just used all the bombs. Like, what are you talking about? Come on here. Like, what are you, like, are you serious? Like, we are the United States. We have
Oh
11
man.
aircraft carriers. 11. We have 11 aircraft. We have like 50 submarines, nuclear submarines. 50. Do
You
you
know
know
what
what
just
type of
dawned on
budget
me
we
though?
have? What?
You know what just
The
dawned on
closest
me?
person that
You know that
submarines, I mean,
game?
the closest person to aircraft carriers is three. We have 11. The next one is three. The
Yep.
next country is three. The
But check
biggest
this
air
out.
force is
You know
us.
that
The second
game
biggest
where
air force is the U.S. Navy.
you got a whole bunch of people sitting around a table and one person whispers something to the person next to him and then they keep passing it around,
Hmm.
and by the time it gets back to the
Telephone.
original person it's completely different, right? So look, that's the
Telephone.
internet, bro. You got a motherfucker that hears some information, makes a video about that shit. A motherfucker that watches that video, makes his own video based on the information he heard on that video. Motherfucker that makes a video based on the information he heard in that video. And then by the time that shit spreads, it's completely different than what it started
It's
off.
totally different because somebody's interjecting their emotions and their thoughts and their own fucking feelings on what might happen and their own analytical adjustment. So now this is what my problem is. My problem is even the people who we think and hear that claim they're experts, the military advisors and all that stuff like that. It's two totally different sides of the spectrum. No one is in the middle. No one is in the middle. That tells me that no one really knows. It's all speculation.
Mm-hmm.
I
Absolutely.
think Iran is like Russia, a paper tiger. Definitely like China. China is without a doubt a paper tiger. China does not have what they say they have. Their cities are not as advanced as people saying they are. They do not have the technology. Their cars, the BYD cars, are fucked up. They're not as advanced as you think they are. You know what I'm saying? They look nice and it's all nice to show. You know what? Concept cars at the car show look really nice too. But go drive them from cross country real quick and see what happens with the concept car that's at the showroom. That's what you're looking at online.
You
You're
got a
looking at
point.
concept cars that
Absolutely.
that these guys are showing you like, oh, look at this car, look at that. China has this. No, China's paying you to show you some shit that you're there pushing out there because you want to have content, and they're manipulating you in an intelligence operation to show you that China is a superior country. Mind you, none of this China stuff are anywhere. Mind you, look at American trucks. American trucks are all over the fucking world. And when I mean American trucks, I don't mean
Mhm.
Ford, Dodge, Chevy. No, I'm talking about Peterbilt. You heard of that name before? Peterbilt,
Yeah.
Kenworth.
Peterbilt,
Those are
Mac,
American-made
oh,
trucks. Mack truck,
General, Freightliner. But
American-made truck.
Freightliner kind of sucks though.
But Freightliner is an American-made truck, though.
It's not? Hello? Yeah, looks like we lost them peoples. Let us know in the comments. What do you think? Jacksonville going overboard? Or is the state of Florida just too uptight? Is Trump doing his thing in the Strait of Hormuz? Or are we done for? Let us know in the comments, people. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Unk Podcast. And we'll see you next Sunday.